Welcome to Wealthy Frog and your wealth tip for today. We're talking shares and we're going to talk dividends and the use of dividends for reinvestment. Now when we get blue chip companies, they pay us a dividend. We can either reinvest that dividend, so that means instead of taking it as cash, we can put it back into the investment and buy more shares. And the reason why we might be willing to do that is because we get a bit of a discount. The company sort of says to us at the start, well, if you reinvest your dividend back in, we'll give you a discount so that you can buy more shares. Or they don't. They don't have to do that, but it does happen. And that's one way of accumulating your asset base without having to inject your own cash flow into the scenario. And another way to look at that dividend is to say, well, hang on, I'm getting an income amount here, a dollar amount, and it might be, say, $500. How much, if I was to borrow to reinvest, which is what we call leverage, how much debt could I service with that dividend that I've got? So rather than just putting the $500 back in, you might find that $500 would service, let's say, $4,000 of reinvestment capacity. So instead of just reinvesting the $500, you can actually reinvest to that level of dividend via debt and put in an extra $4,000. So that's what we call neutral gearing. That's when we're using the income that we get from the shares to service the debt that we carry, but we're still accumulating at a quicker rate because we're able to put more back into the market. And then when we get growth, we've got more in, so we get a greater level of return, and that means we get, assuming it's back into the same company, we've got more income, and so that becomes a perpetual way to reinvest into the share market without having to contribute more money, but actually making quicker ground without just using the monetary amount received from the dividend. So there's a tip for you. We talk about this all day long at Wealthy Frog because that's our game. So if you want to find out more about us, check out wealthyfrog.com.au.